أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على محمد وعلى آله وسلم. Inshallah, today we will study 8th Ruku of Surah Al-Baqarah. However, first of all, let's recap what we learned in 7th Ruku. The first thing was that Bani Israel were given all the provision for their physical needs and they were commanded to enjoy them while abstaining from becoming mischievous. But they wronged. Number two, they asked for the cultivated produce of the land and preferred something which was inferior. Now, this indicates a mindset which lacks discipline. Number three, as an outcome of their malpractices, they developed traits of subservience and apathy. Now, this situation was a result of their repeated refusals to live according to the divine laws and disrespecting, opposing, and sometimes fighting with their prophets. And of course, transgressing the limits set down by Allah Almighty. Let's start our today's session by praying from Allah Almighty that He gives us true understanding of the Holy Quran through the grace of Nabi Pak Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Surah Al-Baqarah, Ruku number 8, and that is verses 62 to 71. إن الذين آمنوا والذين هادوا والنصارى والصابئين. Indeed, those who believe and those who are Jews and Christians and Sabians. Amanu, those having peace or heartiness, and usually translated as faith or belief. Hadu, the second underlined word, given guidance, and sometimes translated as the Jews. And Nasara, those helped. This word is also translated sometimes as Nasara or sometimes as Christian. Asabi, not following a religion. Sabians are actually those people who believe in Allah without formally adopting any religion, and sometimes they are also called nature worshippers. Man amana billahi wal yawmil akhir wa amila salihan falahum ajruhum inda rabbihim wala khawfun alayhim wala hum yahzanun. Whoever believes in Allah and term a hereafter and does good deeds, thus for them there is a reward with their Lord, and they shall have no fear upon them, nor shall they grieve. Al-Yawm is the duration or the time for one stage to complete, from beginning till end. Al-Akhir, the second underlined word, coming next or following, and sometimes translated as hereafter. Amela, did, performed, or processed. Swalihan, equitable, rightful. And the fifth underlined word, ajrohum, their reward, their wages. And the last underlined word, yahzanu, they regret. But this verse highlights an extremely important aspect and shuns variety of misbeliefs prevalent in society and various religions. It rejects the claim that paradise is reserved for any particular race or particular sect. As Surah Al-Baqarah, that is chapter 2, verse 111 states, they claim none will enter paradise unless he is a Jew or a Christian. This is nothing but their wishful thinking. Say, Bring your proof if you are truthful. Similarly, Surah Al-Ma'idah, that is chapter 5, verse 18 states, Jews and Christians say, we are Allah's children and His beloved ones. Ask them, then why does He then take you to the task for your transgressions? Nay, you are but human beings of His creating. He forgives and punishes according to His laws. The dominion of the heavens and earth and all that which is between them belongs to Allah. To Him is the final destination of all. Now, such a claim by anyone is a vain imaging and cannot be a reality. It's very crucial that we ponder on this verse by the method of tasrif. And in order to reach to a correct conclusion, we need to study and contemplate on Surah Al-Baqarah, chapter 2, verse 135, 136, 137, and Surah Al-Ma'idah, verse 69, Surah Al-Araf, ayat number 157, and Surah Al-Bayyinah, that is chapter 98, first verse. Reflecting on the above verses, it makes it clear that belief in Allah Almighty and the phase of hereafter must be in accordance with the Quranic teachings. Surah Al-Baqarah, verse 62, and Surah Al-Ma'idah, verse 69, they emphasize that mere giving a name to one's religion or one's creed carries no significance or importance. وَإِذَا أَخَذْنَا مِيثَاقَكُمْ وَرَفَعْنَا فَوْقَكُمُ الطُّورَ خُذُوا مَا آتَيْنَاكُمْ بِقُوَّةٍ وَاذْكُرُوا مَا فِيهِ لَعَلَّكُمْ تَتَّقُونَ. And when we took your covenant and we upraised over you Tur, take what we have given you with strength and remember what is in it so that you may attain taqwa. Akhazna, we set, we laid down. Misakako, your contract or your agreement. Rafana, we elevated, we appraised. Fokako, over you or upon you. At-Tur, a mountain Sinai by the name of Tur. This also method, a policy, a manner, or a standard. Now, after this digression, the dialogue returns to Bani Israel and asks them to recall about the covenant of maintaining a high standard of the discipline by holding fast to the guidance and remembrance of Allah, so as to achieve the desired standard of consciousness, and that is taqwa. So sometimes, first part of this verse is translated as hovering the Mount Sinai over the people to accept what is being given to them. But such meanings contradict with the Quranic principle which has been stated in Surah Al-Baqarah, verse 256. There is absolutely no compulsion in deen. La ikraha fi deen. And sometimes this first part has been translated as giving the physical security by being placed in a valley with the mountain with the name of Tur protecting them from the back. But when we keep in mind the purpose which has been described in this verse, and that is to become mutqi, and which is only possible by maintaining a higher level of discipline in all spheres of life, so that we remain extremely conscious about all the matters of life, and remembrance of Allah Almighty is never out of our minds and never out of our actions. ثم توليتم من بعد ذلك فلولا فضل الله عليكم ورحمته لكنتم من الخاسرين. Then you turned away even after this. So had it not been the grace of Allah upon you and His mercy, you had surely been among the losers. The first underlined word, tawallaytum. You backed off. You turned away. And second underline, follow. So if, no, though you made a firm commitment to hold fast to the divine laws and remember Allah Almighty, but you turned away and violated the covenant. So had it not been a favor and the grace of Allah Almighty in the shape of law of respite, you would have been punished there and then. وَلَقَدْ عَلِمْتُمُ الَّذِينَ اهْتَدَوْا مِنْكُمْ فِي السَّبْتِ فَقُلْنَا لَهُمْ كُونُوا قِرَدَةً خَاسِئِينَ. And verily, you know those amongst you who transgressed about Sabt. So we said to them, be you apes, despised. Laqad, indeed. Natadaw, crossed limits. A Sabt, a break or an interval, and usually translated as saturday. Kirata, monkeys, puppets. Khasin, scorned, hated, despised. The Jew people are well aware about those who are among you, and they broke the restriction of Sabt. Whereupon we said to them, be you apes. Now this restriction was placed to inculcate the sanctity of law in their hearts. However, character of these people had been degenerated to such a level that when they were asked to refrain from their business and refrain from fishing for one day in the week, their materialistic approach did not allow them to comply to this small restriction. Now, this incident has been mentioned in Surah Al-Araf, verse 163. Ask them about the city which stood by the sea, where the fish came to the water surface openly in the day of Sabt, feeling secure, and did not come up on other days. Thus, we tested them by means of their own wicked doings. And the incident of this covenant with the clause of Sabt has also been mentioned in Surah An-Nisa, verse 154. Then we made a covenant with them by upraising Tur on them, and we said to them, enter the gate of the town humbly. And we said to them, do not violate Sabt. Indeed, we had made with them a solemn covenant. Sometimes discussions were had whether those violators were physically turned or made apes, or the condition of the curse has been mentioned metaphorically. An explanation in this regard has been made by Hazrat Khaja Shamsuddin Azimi Rahmatullah Alayh. When they were told to abide by the law of Sabt, they didn't follow it. Because of their conduct, they got de-shaped and became apes. Their senses remained intact. However, they were devoid of speaking ability. Their bodies became smelly, and they died after 3 days while weeping. Another explanation in this regard has been made by Hazrat Shah Waliullah Rahmatullah Alayh. As per him, fish are short-tempered and smelly. Contrary to Allah's command, when Bani Israel continued to eat it, a malady developed within them and their bodies started to deform. That also means that the food became haram, unlawful, when Allah forbade it. The energy generated by the food got changed. Its effects were now different. And as the disorder continued, the monkey like hairs appeared on their bodies. They became apes, humiliated and disgraced. One must remember that indiscipline is more befitting of an apish rather than human mentality. فجعلناها نكالا لما بين يديها وما خلفها وموعظة للمتقين. So we made an exemplar for those contemporaries and those succeeding, and a sermon for conscience. Nakala, archetypal or archetypal, prototype. Baina Yadeha, in their hands are those present with them. Khalfaha, their successors are the coming generations. Moizatan, something which is beneficial for others, and it can be a warning sign also. Now, this degree of degradation and humiliation of the violator served as a lesson to all people, those who were present at that time and those who were coming after, or we can say the coming generation. And this is something beneficial for those who want to remain safe from such calamities or from such disgrace. وَإِذْ قَالَ مُوسَى لِقَوْمِهِ إِنَّ اللَّهَ يَأْمُرُكُمْ أَن تَذْبَحُوا بَقَرَةً قَالُوا أَتَتَّخِذُونَا هُزُوًا قَالَ أَعُوذُ بِاللَّهِ أَنْ أَكُونَ مِنَ الْجَاهِلِينَ. And when Musa said to his people, surely Allah commands you to slaughter a cow, they said, do you mock us? He said, I seek refuge in Allah from being an ignorant. The first underlined word, Yamurukum, tasked you, asked you, commanded you. Tasbahu, you slaughter. Bakara, a cow, and sometimes it's translated as bull. Huzwa or huz, mockery, ridicule, contempt. Auz, I seek shelter, or I seek refuge. O people of Bani Israel, just recall your habit of making excuses that had become so entrenched that when Musa said, Allah commands you to slaughter a cow, apparently the purpose seems to be a clash with Pharaoh's pagan inclination of worshipping Osiris. And Osiris was a bull god. And purging of the dedication from the hearts of Bani Israel, then you people began to ridicule the command of Allah, which was communicated to you by your prophet. قَالَ لَنَا رَبَّكَ يُبَيِّنْ لَنَا مَا هِيَ قَالَ إِنَّهُ يَقُولُ إِنَّهَا بَقَرَةٌ لَا فَارِضٌ وَلَا بِكْرٌ أَوَانٌ بَيْنَ ذَلِكَ فَافْعَلُوا مَا تُؤْمَرُونَ. They said, call upon your Lord on our behalf to make clear for what is it. As Musa said, he says, it's a cow, neither too old nor virgin, median between this. So do what you are. Ado, you bid, you appeal, you make a request. You bayyan, enlighten, or make clear. Mahi, how is that? Farizon, old. Big, very young. Avanun, in the middle. Fafalu, so do it. Tomarun, you are directed. You are commanded. Then you started a hair-splitting discussion by saying to your prophet, ask Allah to state what kind of cow is to be slaughtered. And you were told that cow should neither be too young or too old, but of middle age, and that you must not delay in carrying out the command you have been given by Allah Almighty. قالت لنا ربك يبين لنا ما لونها قال إنه يقول إنها بقرة صفراء فاقع لونها تسر الناظرين. They said, call upon your Lord on our behalf to make clear for us what color it is. As Musa alayhi salam said, he says, it's a yellow cow, bright in color, pleasing to beholders. Launaha, its hue or its color. Safrao, yellow. You may say beige. Fakir, dark. Tasurrun, attractive, good looking, appealing. And Nazarene, those who see are those who look upon. But you continued by your habit of making excuses, by asking your Prophet, what should be the color? You are told it's a cow with a yellow hue and it's very pleasing to look upon. قالوا لنا ربك يبين لنا ما هي إن البقرة تشابه علينا وإنا إن شاء الله لمهتدون. They said, call upon your Lord to make clear to us what it is. Indeed, cow look alike to us. And indeed, if Allah will, we would be guided. Tashabah, suspicion, a matter about which different opinions exist or may exist. Shah, will. Still, you people did not comply. And for the sake of further disputation, you said that matter is not yet clear. Because there are so many cows, and to us, they look alike. Therefore, we need some further explanation. So, please, ask Allah Almighty to tell us the exact requirement. And once we have that, we shall rightly be guided. قال إنه يقول إنها بقرة لا ذلول تثير الأرض ولا تسقي الحرث. He says that it's a cow that has not been yoked to plow the land and not water the field. Zalul, the first underlined word, trained to work hard. Tasiro, plowing. Taski, irrigated or watering. Al-Harth, crops, field. Now you are told that cow should not be of the one used in yoke for watering. The verse continues, Musallamatul la shayata fiha. Qalu ana jita bil haq. Fazabahuha. Wama kadu yafalu. Whole and without any blemish. They said, now you have come with perfection. So they slaughtered it. And it looked like they would do it. Musallata, sound, complete in our respect. Shajata, stain, or any mark. Al-ana, now. Jeta, you have come. Vamakadu, and did not seem unlikely or heard. The further conditions were that cow or the bull must be sound and without any blemish. They said that matter is now clear to us. Then they slaughtered it unwillingly, although they would have rather not done it. Now just realize, you resorted to such a quibbling over such a trivial matter, not because the matter was not clear to you, because this has become your habit. You knew it well, what Allah wanted you to do. Now, what can be possible reason for this hesitation? They still adored the golden calf. As mentioned in Surah Al-Baqarah, that is chapter 2, verse 93. Their hearts were infused with the love of the calf. This led them to persistently refuse to acknowledge the truth. Now, what lesson can be drawn from this incident of the cow? And that is mentioned in Surah Al-Araf, that is chapter 5, verse 101. O you who have believed, do not ask about things which, if they are exhibited to you, will distress you. But if you ask them while the Quran is being revealed, they will be explained to you. Allah has pardoned that which is past, and Allah is forgiving and forbearing. Our ideal condition would have been that when they were commanded to slaughter a cow, they would have slaughtered any cow which was easily available. But due to their habit of arguing and muddling the affairs, they indulged in petty details which were not significant. A brief summary of the Ruku we have just studied. Now, mere name to a religion or creed has no significance. Actuality requires complete faith in Allah Almighty and hereafter in accordance with Quran. And that is possible by maintaining the highest level of discipline so as to remain extremely conscious about all matters of the life and remember Allah Almighty always. And to attain success, total submission is required to divine commands in practical shape and not merely lip service. May Allah Almighty give us the true understanding of the Holy Quran and may we act upon it according to the life pattern of Nabi Pak sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Sadaqallahu al-aliyyul azim. Sallallahu ta'ala ala habibihi Muhammadin wa alihi wasallam.